It happens a few times a year where one of our clients who has had great success on the Picture Perfect program with their lawn calls in to tell us how amazing their turf is looking. And they say, "Oh, my lawn looks so great." And I'm like, "Yes, that's what we want. I'm so glad to hear it." And then they say, "So let's just skip this application. I don't think it needs it." Let's talk about that. Just so you guys know, it is all kinds of unpredictably gusty and weird directions of wind today, so I might be changing my location at different points during this video, just trying to stay away from wind that's going to make it hard to watch, because I want to talk to you guys about the "I don't really think I need this treatment because my lawn looks so good" catch-22 that we find ourselves in a few times each year. So fertilizer is nutrition. Literally, it's very, very similar to the process of our food pyramid, where it is composed of different nutrients and it is fed in different stages. We eat meals every day and we generally eat every day. And your grass is doing the same thing when it absorbs nutrients and moisture from the soil system through its roots. The fertilizer industry as a whole is embracing this with a trend of lower and lower dose applications at higher and higher frequencies during the year. It used to be that you'd put down a heavy application of fertilizer in the spring and a second heavy application in the fall and say "good luck, Chuck" during the summer and the winter. But you saw a lot of peaks and valleys in the turf as a result. At this point, Picture Perfect's program is a total of 7 treatments on average over the course of the year, which makes it about every 4 to 8 weeks. And this is a great thing for your turf. It's basically spoon feeding it so that it sees fewer peaks and valleys and is a lot more steady through and through, because each nutrient lines up in terms of when it's being activated and absorbed. Because each application is being put down at a different time of the year, so early spring, late spring, early summer, late summer, aeration seeding time in the early fall with that lime treatment, and then 2 more before the end of the year, there are different things that your grass needs at each of those different points, and that's why each application is different. And this is very comparable to how we eat different nutrients depending on what our body needs at that point. If I were to go run a marathon, which you're not really gonna see me ever do, but if I were to go run a marathon, I would need to load up on carbs and different things to give me the energy I need to get through that. I'm not gonna be eating the same thing as if I gain weight from all those carbs and not running the marathon and then need to go on a high veggie, lean protein diet. Your grass goes through similar ups and downs in terms of what nutrients it needs based on what time of the year it is. In the spring, it wants a lot of nitrogen so that it can grow upwards and turn green and do what it needs to do. In the summer, it's going to benefit more from potassium because that's going to strengthen its cell walls and make it more resistant to heat and fungus and other things like that. And then in the fall, it's a good idea to give it some phosphorus so that it can start to work on root development through the winter and when you put down that baby grass in the fall. And this is where we come back to that food pyramid, or I think it's this kind of pyramid now. I'm not exactly sure what the new model is, but we're talking about that nutritional balance.
Well, me answer you straight: when you filling a plate, taking only cookies, all wrong. Cause you also got to eat fruit or veggies or meat if you wanna be healthy and strong, yo!
You and I both grew up with our moms fussing at us to eat a balanced meal. Make sure that those veggies and those proteins and those carbs are all in the specific level that is most healthy for you. And that's the same necessity as your grass experiences.
Me promise that when you eat very menu, you get more out of every meal. You need balanced diet. Come on and try it, not believe how great you feel.
For example, too much nitrogen, which is a common mistake in the fertilizer world, both pros and DIYers, will end up opening your turf up to fungus and other stressors and not a healthy situation because it's growing too much at that point. So it's really important to have a very specific balance of nutrients, not just for the type of grass that you're growing, but also for your environment locally and conditionally based on the weather you're experiencing season to season. And that's why it's so important not to skip a treatment. I cannot begin to tell you how much research and collaboration and experience and science in general goes into the formulation of a fertilizer program from a professional company like Picture Perfect. Each application is designed very specifically to supplement not only the needs of your lawn at that specific part of the year, but also to build soil amendments that are going to do their magic and do what they need to do over the course of the long term, months to years down the road. It all kind of compounds together and works as that whole food pyramid, where if you miss one application, you're missing key aspects of your entire year's fertilizer program. And trust me, no one's happier than I am that you are happy and seeing great success with your lawn. But you're not going to continue seeing that success if we go ahead and cut things short now. And that goes for the long term too. I'm not talking about just skipping one application. I'm talking about, oh, you guys made my lawn look so good, I think I'm gonna cancel service and I'll just handle it from here. 99% of the time that does not go well because, as we talked about in the DIY video, it's a lot harder than it looks. And odds are that you as a homeowner are not going to have the same access to the same resources as we do in terms of soil amendments, herbicides, and all of the other products that go into a Picture Perfect program. So bear with me. I know a lot of lawns are looking good right now, and that is awesome. But it doesn't mean we can stop here, because summer is going to be stressful. If you haven't already seen stress in your lawn, you are going to soon with how hot and dry it's been. And remember, at this point, we're getting ready for aeration and seeding. Aeration and seeding is so important that we spend all of summer loading your soil with amendments and nutrients and corrective treatments to make sure that it is going to be good to go. So seriously, if I tell you to stick with the program, I'm not just trying to retain as much of your business as I can, which of course is a good thing, but I'm saying it to make sure that your lawn is going to be as healthy as it can be for all of this year. I appreciate you guys watching. If you're a Picture Perfect client and you and I haven't talked yet this year, be sure to touch base with me and let me know how your yard is looking. I love to hear from you guys, and I appreciate all of the attention that you pay to what we're doing with your lawn. Be sure as well to subscribe and stay tuned for our next video, where we're going to play Sherlock Holmes with the lawn and figure out what's killing it. There can be a lot of different things this time of year, so I look forward to talking with you guys then. Have a Picture Perfect day. We'll see you again soon. To subscribe and stay tuned for